Ready?
I'd like to call this meeting of the Mount Lebanon Commission for May 26th to order. Would everybody please rise for the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Manager McGill, could you do a roll call, please?
Thank you, Mr. President. Commissioner Flynn.
Present.
Commissioner Izzo.
Present.
Commissioner Petty.
Present.
Commissioner Swager Wilson.
Here.
Commissioner Siegler.
Here. All right, item number 1, manager's announcements, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier tonight, the commission met in discussion session and received information and discussed the following items. We heard an overview of the activities of the various municipal boards and their commission liaisons. We heard an overview of the Emergency Operations Center process and functions. We received information on the fire department's standards of cover and strategic plan. We heard a presentation on the Middle and Seymour field renovations and the Brafferton Park improvements. And we heard a presentation on a possible right-of-way coordinator / project manager position in Public Works. Prior to that meeting, the commission met in executive session to receive legal advice from the solicitor on a variety of topics. The next meeting of the commission will be held on June 9th. That meeting will begin at 8 p.m. in this room. Here are the ways the public can participate, either in person, you don't need to pre-register, simply show up at the appropriate meeting time, or remotely via the Zoom webinar format. Again, you don't need to pre-register, simply click the link located on the meeting agenda on the municipal website. If you wish to speak during citizens' comments or during public hearings, simply use the raise hand feature on Zoom and you'll be notified when it is your turn to speak. That is all I have.
Thank you, Manager McGill. Community highlights, Commissioner Flynn, please.
Thank you, Commission President Siegler. The Mount Lebanon Swim Center has a delayed opening this year due to the late delivery and installation of a part for the pump. It is scheduled to open regular hours on June 1st. In the meantime, Mount Lebanon Pool Pass owners can enter both the Dormont and Scott pools for free. Both pools will have a list of pass holders, but be sure to take your ID and your receipt just in case. We know how important the Mount Lebanon Pool is to residents, and we are deeply sorry for the interruption. The Uptown Farmers Market starts this Saturday, May 30th on Washington Road. The market runs from 9 a.m. to noon and features local produce, meat, bread, and treats. The market is sponsored by the Mount Lebanon Partnership and will run every Saturday through October. A 5K to benefit Hoover Elementary School will close some roads in the neighborhood from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Saturday, May 30th. A detailed map is on our website, mountlebanon.org, under Trending Now. Best of luck to Hoover for a successful annual event. If you are a high school student and you are looking at us up here on the dais and you're thinking, someday I want to do that. I want to serve the public and create a community. I think Mount Lebanon, create the community I think Mount Lebanon should be. Have I got a deal for you? Please consider applying to be a Mount Lebanon Junior Commissioner or junior board member for the 2026-2027 school year. Both positions create valuable links between students and the local government. Help young Mount Lebanon residents be seen and heard as we create policies that will carry into the future. Applications for both positions are due on our to our public information office on July 8th. Find an application and list of qualifications at mountlebanon.org/junior commissioner. And finally, Relay for Life of Mount Lebanon will be Saturday, June 6th, starting at 2 p.m. at the high school stadium. The annual event raises money for the American Cancer Society and offers hope to donate, purchase food, and play games. Admission is free and the public is welcome. That is all I have this evening, Commissioner President Siegler. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Vice President Flynn. Next up, we have citizens' comments and a classic lineup this evening. So, yeah, Colonel Hoon, please.
Bill Hoon, 456 Coolidge Avenue.
So we're in the 21st year of our killing campaign against the deer. And folks in my group are wondering exactly what it would take to end this, since you folks haven't come up with anything to indicate that there has to be any deer management, deer control, anything that you care to call it. I think we still haven't heard anything after the, well, they're trashing our cars, people are wrecking right and left. We're gonna have people maimed and killed, or maybe the maiming and killing has been going on and we've just totally missed it. We know what's happened in other communities. Some communities just let it fade out because they're sick and tired of paying fees to people that don't guarantee anything. They're just scooping money out of these townships. And Mount Lebanon's a prime example. We've spent a lot, over $1 million so far. So, Amherst, New York, police sniper was in a tree aiming down on a deer, fired, maybe missed, deer got away at any rate, and the bullet went 200 yards, and I have no idea what kind of weapon was used. It went through the second floor window of a young man, 14 years old, just went up to his room to do his schoolwork, walked over near that window and sat down just when the bullet went right through the window at head height. He got lucky. So did Amherst, New York. Well, Amherst, New York instantly terminated their deer program because accidents will happen and they didn't want one of their residents killed. Okay, another example. Tony DiNicola, White Buffalo, horrendous individual. He was in, forgot the name of the town. It's up northern Ohio. And he and his crew were shooting deer, and then they would run around and the wounded deer, they put plastic bags over their heads to finish them off. Well, what DiNicola didn't know was that somebody was running video of that, and they turned that into the evening news. Well, I don't know how you guys would feel about that, but the citizens of that community were tremendously turned off. End of contract, he's out of town, and he had a huge blemish on his activity. He, by the way, was a big hit. I remember when he was right here, and he was telling the commissioners how he had killed over 10,000 deer. Wow. Barbara Loden was sitting right over there, and you should have seen her eyes light up. I mean, she thought, here we are, the solution to our deer program, our deer problem. We'll bring in this guy, he'll kill all the damn deer, and that's the end of it. Well, Tony DiNicola was carefully regulating what he was killing when he was under contract, and he had Mount Lebanon figured for his retirement plan. He was going to milk us for all he could get, and the commissioners were all on board. Well, with all things that were happening and somebody came in and underbid him, so much for DiNicola's contract. You know, there isn't any good news with this. I mean, you guys may think, well, we're getting fewer dead deer on our roads. And my group asks, what the hell does that even mean? Oh, well, you guys go A to B. That means there are fewer deer in the township because we're killing them. No. If you knew anything about biology, you would know that A does not go to B. There's lots of intervening stuff. Life is very inconsistent in human thought patterns. It just doesn't work that way. Deer may be getting smarter. I've seen it. Other people have seen it. I've seen a deer walk up to the edge of the road, look both ways, ears twitching, before she would go across the road. That's a deer getting smarter. Of course, you don't like that. You don't want smart deer. Okay. Thank you.
Colonel Hoon. All right, Dave Egler.
Dave Egler, 121 Poplar Drive. I hope I can get through everything tonight. I'm going to start off by following up with the question I had at the last meeting related to the cost of fees. Do we have a figure on the cost of fees at Mount Lebanon's issues by chance?
Well, since I saw you yesterday and you reminded me, yes.
Wasn't that nice of
It
it?
was.
Didn't want to put you on a spot.
That's fine, Mr. Egler. So for storm and trash collection, which we do in-house, that's $31,000 a year we spend to do that.
Okay.
And for sewage collection, that's through Jordan, that's $130,000 that we spend to do that.
Okay.
You want the corresponding numbers that are collected for storm and trash, that's a total of 5.3 million. And for sewage, that's 12.5 million.
Okay. You mentioned the cost of, okay, the refuse is part of the other bill, so that cost, I guess there's no more incurred than that, so.
Separate now.
Okay. Another question related to that, I also mentioned about that the state, of course, has issued a decision that it is a tax, not a fee. Is Mount Lebanon discussed this yet, or are they being proactive in issuing refunds to the nonprofits? Has there been any discussion about that? I'm sure that's going to be a significant figure if you have to refund 3
The
years.
solicitor is reviewing that. I don't know that we have a final determination at this point.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to change gears a little bit now and go back to my other favorite topic, Pennsylvania Boulevard. I'd like to bring that up again. I gave your assistant manager some information related to municipal and properties. I think I'd given it to you guys at the end of last year about some of the properties are not on the sheet and the information is not completely accurate. I passed that on. 8 years ago, I haven't updated this since, but just a refresher, the municipal delinquent on the properties along Pennsylvania Boulevard and Hazel Drive was over 73,000 at that time, so it's probably approaching 100,000. The school district at that time was 335,000, so there's significant delinquent tax amounts on those properties. I'm asking the commissioners to consider acquiring this. We're talking about 2 1/3 acres of property in Mount Lebanon. It's hard to find that anywhere in Mount Lebanon, and it's basically linear along the LRT tracks. It's about 1/3 of a mile long. So it's a pretty significant amount of property that is sitting there with no use and tax delinquent. So I'm asking the commissioners to look into that and consider acquiring these properties. I took it upon myself to check with the county on some of the costs and such, and I was told, not in really good detail, but probably estimate around $2,000 for each property. And then they mentioned there would be additional work involved. When I asked about additional work, I was told that they were too busy at the time to explain, so we kind of ended it at that point. I know the answers here have been that there's a lot of significant work that's difficult to do. And I'll finish off here with a speech that I remember in the days of my youth. It goes back to the days of John Kennedy. It happened back on September 12th at Rice University in Houston, Texas. It was an extremely warm day, but President Kennedy was there with a navy blue suit, spoke very well, and looked as cool and calm as could be. But I could tell it was very hot because Lyndon Johnson was in the front row sweating like a like a nun at a pregnancy testing center. But anyway, the one phrase that he said at that time, if you remember 1962, basically there was the race to the moon against Russia. It was popular at the time. And he made the comment at that time, we choose to go to the moon in this decade and do other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. I always remember that. So when somebody says it's too difficult to do something, I always think of that speech and just think, you know, I want to do it because sometimes it's hard. And I know it's not easy trying to do this thing with the tax delinquent, but I don't think you'd give me the same break as those residents if I wasn't paying my taxes. So please think about it. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer any. And I will be bringing this up from time to time, I guarantee it. So have a good night.
Thank you, Mr. Igler. Nick, do we have any comments online?
No one's hand is raised.
Sorry. Sandy.
No one's hands.
Okay, thank you, Sandy.
Yep.
All right, item number 3, Commissioner Petty.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of the minutes from the regular meeting held May 12th, 2026. I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Item number 4, Commissioner Izzo.
Thank you. Consideration of resolution number R-1226, authorizing the submission of a grant application to the Redevelopment Authority of Allegheny County's Gaming Economic Development Tourism Fund. The municipality, for the benefit of its citizens, wishes to submit a grant application to the Redevelopment Authority of Allegheny County's Gaming Economic Development Tourism Fund, which provides support projects in the public interest within Allegheny County. The municipality is requesting $500,000 in funds for the Mount Lebanon South Garage demolition project, which is situated at 705 Florida Avenue. This specific project aims to demolish the existing parking structure, although the overall project aims to reconstruct a new parking structure, which could potentially include a mixed-use development atop of the structure. There is no required municipal match required for this grant application. I move to adopt resolution number R-12-26.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing as none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Item number 5, Commissioner Swager Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of resolution number R-13-26, adopting Fire Department 2026 Community Risk Assessment and Standards of Cover. As part of the Fire Department's accreditation through the Center for Public Safety Excellence, the department conducts a comprehensive assessment of the community and produces a document known as the Community Risk Assessment and Standards of Cover. This document provides a structured, evidence-based framework for evaluating community risks, establishing service levels, determining appropriate resource deployment, and assessing performance through data analysis. It serves as a transparent and defensible foundation for planning, funding, and operational decision-making. The fire department has been conducting this analysis and updating the CRA/7OC since 2009. I move to adopt resolution number R-13-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing as none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Item number 6, Commissioner Flint.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of resolution number R-14-26, adopting the 2026 Fire Department Strategic Plan. The Fire Department has completed the process of developing and adopting a new strategic plan. The department has utilized a formal strategic planning process since 2009. This updated strategic plan establishes a 5-year roadmap for organizational improvement and supports the requirements for the Center for Public Safety Excellence accreditation model. It aligns community expectations with organizational priorities, connects the department's mission, vision, values, and goals, guides resource allocation and decision-making, establishes measurable performance objectives, and promotes accountability and transparency throughout the organization. Mr. President, I am pleased to move for the adoption of resolution number R-14-26.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I just want to, again, call out the fire department's team that has worked on this. They have done an absolutely phenomenal job. Really, truly appreciate all the hard work, and kudos to everybody that pushed this forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, motion and a second. Any discussion? Any additional? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Item number 7, Commissioner Petty.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration to purchase one four-wheel drive Ram 2500 truck from Jim Shorkey Auto Group and A&H Equipment Company through the Pennsylvania CoStar Purchasing Program. This truck will replace truck number 603, a 2018 model Dodge Ram 2500 used by the Public Works parking maintenance staff for maintenance duties and winter snow removal operations. The new truck includes a 2026 Ram 2500 four-wheel drive tradesman cab and chassis that will be provided by Jim Shorkey Auto Group at the cost of $44,156. And A&H Equipment will provide a dump body, a 7.5-foot Fisher snowplow, and a Byers stainless steel tailgate salt spreader at the cost of $35,559. The total cost of the vehicle will be $79,715 and will be paid from the parking fund portion of the municipal budget. $80,000 has been appropriated for the purchase of the new truck and accessories in the 2026 budget. Truck number 603 will be reassigned to the Recreation Department, and the truck currently used by the Recreation will be sold at auction to offset the cost of the new vehicle. I move to purchase one four-wheel drive Ram 2500 from Jim Shorkey Auto Group through the Pennsylvania CoStar Purchasing Program, contract number 025E22485, and the dump body salt spreader and plow upfit from A&H Equipment through the Pennsylvania CoStar Purchasing Program, contract number 025E22458, for the total cost of $79,715.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Item number 8, Commissioner Izzo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of final approval of a land development plan for the Bradford Field Improvement Project. The municipality of Mount Lebanon owns the property located at 799 Bradford Drive, where Sunset Hills Park and Bradford Field are situated. This project includes improvements and upgrades to the field surfaces, playground area, and expansion of the parking areas and driveways. The planning board granted preliminary approval and recommended final approval at the April 21st, 2026 planning board meeting. All engineering comments have been addressed. I move to grant final approval to the Bradford Field Improvement Project.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 9, Commissioner Swagger Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of final approval of a land development for the Middle and Seymour Field renovation project. The municipality of Mount Lebanon owns the property located at 900 Cedar Boulevard, where the Middle and Seymour Fields are situated. This project includes improvements and upgrades to the ball field surfaces, field lighting, fencing, bleachers, sidewalks, expansion of the southern parking area, and stormwater facilities. The planning board granted preliminary approval at the March 17th, 2026 meeting and recommended final approval at the April 21st, 2026 planning board meeting. All engineering comments have been addressed. I move to grant final approval to the Middle and Seymour Field renovation project.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Just like to thank everybody for their work on it, planning, Gateway, the planning board. These projects look good, so it'll be good to get completed for the community. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Item number 10, Commissioner Flynn.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of an award for Mount Lebanon's 2026-2027 insurance program. The non-employment-related insurances for the municipality expire on June 5th, 2026. This includes property, equipment, crime, automobile, general liability, professional, and umbrella coverages. For the upcoming year, staff is recommending the quote from our current broker of record, Hub International Limited, with insurance providers outlined as presented on the screen and in the agenda, for a total amount of, or an expiring amount of $617,022 and a renewal amount of $729,086. There are changes to the coverage, deductibles, and limits for the next year based on the needs of the municipality. All changes still sufficiently cover the municipality. The general fund will be responsible for $689,116, and the parking fund will pay $39,970. Mr. President, I move to authorize the placement of insurance for 2026-2027 through Hub International Limited at a cumulative premium not to exceed $729,086.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Item number 11, Commissioner Petty.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of the expenditure list for April totaling $5,153,863.64. I move to approve the expenditure list for April totaling $5,153,863.64.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Item number 12, Commissioner Izzo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Departmental reports. I ask that the reports be filed and received.
So they shall.
So they shall. All right, we're adjourned. All right, caught me off guard there.